You can Google Byron Katie. She does it brilliantly, right? I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk you through whose business is this, and I'm also going to go through the questions, the work, these amazing introspective questions that we can take ourselves deep into a journey of actually uncovering the truth rather than buying into the truth that we think is real. But where my stumbling block is, at the moment, is the turnaround for others. So I'm finding I can do it for myself, but so what I'm doing is I'm practicing more and more myself, so I get better at helping you with it. Is that good? But what I really love is for you to practice lots and lots on yourself, so you get better at it too, and then you can teach more to me and to your tree as well, right? So, I am not Byron Katie, but we're going to have some fun with this. I wish I could just like zap that through, you know, like when you call on Jesus energy or something and you're like, well, for me, Archangel Michael, be still my heart. You know, it's like, come through me, buddy. But, all right, Byron Katie, if you're out there and you can hear, we'd appreciate some of your grace right now. Okay, so the work is this beautiful way to actually uncover and identify the question and thoughts that cause suffering in the world. Base level suffering that we all experience, right? It's a process of this, our amazing heart, meeting this, our amazing mind. It's very powerful when we can come into a place of marrying the two. This inquiry takes us deep into ourselves, where we question ourselves and our thoughts and our way of being in a way that maybe we never have or haven't done in a long time. Yeah? All you need is a pen and paper and an open mind, and I would add an open heart. Right? So there's an app called The Work that you can download, and you can do it on the app as well. Look at you all, you're like, yeah. Generation Y with tech stuff, right? Yes. Oh, it's there. This is my favourite book at the moment. And I told Tracy to get a copy for herself, and I got the following message. Oh my God, I think the whole book's highlighted. So, this book is called Loving What Is.
Yeah, okay, but, oh, sorry. Okay, I just want to let you know, Byron Katie is amazing with her information, and there is a mountain of free stuff on there. Including when I did her work, I did a workshop some time ago, not with her, I would love to have done that. She has a little book called Loving What Is. It's like the guts of this book has been put into this, and that's free. And it has got some amazing gems in there, so go on to thework.com and you'll be able to download that and then just go through it.
It downloads as a PDF, a printable A4 PDF that you can print.
It kind of looks like...
Not kind of, it does exactly like this.
Yeah, so it actually does extra stuff. It's actually a little wee booklet that looks
there you go, like this.
With little wee things like that. She's got a mountain of work on here, so don't stress about that. What we're doing is just introducing you to some stuff.
What was the website?
Sorry?
Thework.com. So her book is Loving What Is. She's got several. They're all amazing. There's another one called Who Would You Be Without Your Story, which is, Hello Sunshine. So that's the app that you can download. I actually did it.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
I downloaded live. I did by my... No, Tracy was with me. Okay, so let's focus now. So it doesn't say what anyone should or shouldn't do. This is really important because we've had enough shoulds and shouldn'ts in our life, agreed? So this is actually a journey back to what is real. And she has very practical tools to do it. So we're looking at the cause and effect of attachment to painful thoughts through this investigation, right? And it's deep and it's thorough and it leads us to our path of freedom. I'll just go through all of this so you can take a look. So the work The moment you stop answering the questions, right? So the moment where you can allow yourself to enter into this place of truth, you actually allow God's grace to flow through you. Okay? Now, the questions that we will journey a little bit later in this presentation allow just that to happen. But they can be in your face. It's the same 4 questions over and over, right? But they can be in your face. Because maybe for the first time ever, you are questioning something you have held very dear to you for maybe your whole life. Right? But we've got the courage to do it, right?
Yes.
The work is meditation. It's about awareness. It's not about trying to change your mind. It's about bringing your awareness to what is. Can you see the theme here? It's like this reality check, right? Take your time, go inside, and wait for the deep answer to surface. So you're really going to take your time with it when you go home and do this. It's not about guessing. It is a return to knowing. That knowingness. Yeah? The only time we suffer is when we believe a thought that argues with what actually is. Is that true or what? See how simply she puts everything? This isn't our genius, this is Byron Katie. Because she allows herself to step into that place, right? All of these amazing geniuses, these incredible souls on the planet, that's what they're doing, right? They come into a place of being so that what really is made visible again. All the stress we feel is caused by arguing with what is. So there's this inherent pain that comes with arguing with reality. Right? So what is your reality? Most of us don't know, do we? Would you agree with that? When we stop opposing reality, action becomes simple, fluid. We return to the dance, right? And I'm going to mention here something that I was reading again in my 20s, so simultaneously while doing this. Her name is Araya Mountain Dreamer, and she wrote a book called The Invitation and a book called The Dance. And they're very good books for you all to get in touch with. They are beautiful. And it keeps you on track with this, with looking again into what is. When you argue with reality, you lose, but only 100% of the time. I'll let you take a photo of that. Yes. The Invitation, The Dance. Araya, Mountain Dreamer. O-R-I-A-H is Araya, Mountain Dreamer. It is a beautiful name, yes. She's a beautiful woman. I can only find 3 kinds of business in the universe, says Byron Katie. Mine, yours, and God's. Are we ready to look at whose business you're in? Are you ready to explore this? Did we have handouts or anything we're supposed to be giving out here? No? Okay. Alright. Okay. Are we ready? Have you all taken photos? Do I need to hunker down so you get a photo without me?
You're pretty close.
Oh, okay. Okay. Notice that when you're feeling hurt, you are mentally out of your own business. That's when we feel pain. When you have your energy, your body, your mind, somewhere other than right here, which is your own business, it will bring you pain. Can you think of any examples, especially those with children or husbands that travel, where this might be the case? Right? Stop and ask yourself, mentally, whose business am I in? Right? So if I'm here with you now, and I'm worried about Paul, who's maybe, somewhere overseas, and I'm worrying about, will he be okay? Will he be safe? Is everything going to go okay? Will he be all right without me presenting on that stage in front of 1 billion people? Right? And I'm worrying about someone else's world, someone else's business. So then how can I be present with Lisa, for instance, who's sharing some of her truth with me in that moment? I can't. I can't be present. I can't be in my own world, my own business. Let's look at some examples without doTERRA. Does that come next? Okay. We're going to look at some examples. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Do I just click it in play? I'm not touching that.
There's my business, your business, and God's business. That would be the God of your understanding. So if my daughter is in California and I'm here in New York City and she's in California running her life and I am standing here talking to you, but mentally I'm in California running her life. Okay, I mean, somebody's got to do it. She's not doing a good job at it. I mean, you just can't rest with a daughter like that. Okay, so there are 2 of us in California, and there's no one here for me. And so I am, I'm sleepwalking. If you ever experience yourself as being lonely, just ask yourself, mentally, whose business are you in? Some of you may notice that you have never been in your business. There hasn't been a moment that you can identify where you have not been running the business of the world, which leaves you out. So if he is dishonest, he can afford it maybe. I can't. Where am I dishonest? That's my freedom. And people who are dishonest, if we're not deluded, in other words, we're coming out of a clear head, when people are dishonest, it's a blessing because they show us clearly in the very beginning who not to do business with. That's an asset. That's helpful.
She's cute, isn't she? She's so thorough. That's how she is all the time. She's like that clear. She knows, right? I didn't even have to give my example. I forgot we had a video on. So if I'm mentally in your business or in God's business, the effect then is loneliness. I'm alone in the world. I'm an island unto myself, i.e. separation. So we start to buy in to that lie, right? Whereas when we're in our own business, we're present to what is, which means we are present to and aware of our intricate connection with everything in life and everyone in life. Agreed? Right? Doesn't this make it easy? People go, how do I not feel separate? How do I feel one? There you go, bingo. Stay in your business. Being mentally in your business keeps me from being present in my own. So how can you service these people on your tree of love if you're busy being elsewhere? Other people's stories, other people's lives. To think I know what's best for anyone else is to be out of my business. Always. Including with our children. We use it as this mask in life, as this excuse. I know better. Who said that before? Think of a challenge now and write it down. A challenge in your life. Anything. The noisy neighbour is annoying the crap out of me next door. Anything. Your life, your terror, your partner, whatever you like. A challenge. Now ask yourself, whose business am I in? Just look at it, look at the challenge, and ask yourself very honestly, whose business am I in with that challenge? There's lots of cute giggles and smiles and laughter. I like that you're enjoying this process of awakening. You all love Byron Katie now, don't you? We haven't even done anything yet. Alright, whose business are you in? Who's going to have the courage to say what their challenge was? Go for it, Casey.
My financial debt is my biggest
Okay, so my financial debt is my biggest challenge and has been for the last few months. Right, so whose business are you in?
definitely not mine.
Okay?
I don't know whose business it is,
Right.
but I'm worrying about them because when it's all done.
And you don't even have to worry anymore, and you're still worried about it because it's all done, right? So it's about not being present, okay? So it's someone else's business, it's the bank's business, right? It's actually literally fixed and done, and it's still stressing her out. Who has stuff like that going on? Okay. Now, when we ask these questions, to every single, feel free to jump up and talk and interject, Trace. No, please do. She's good, she's really succinct with this. But when we ask this question, honestly, with every single perceived challenge in our life, guess what starts to happen? Clarity. We become clear as to where our energy actually is, to whose business we're in. Mine, yours, or God's. Whose business do you want to be in? Well, at the moment, it's everyone. If you really ask yourself honestly, you want to be in their business, you want to be in God's business, worrying about tsunamis and earthquakes and stuff in New Zealand. Right? You're barely in your own business, really, if you're honest with yourself. Okay, so whose are you going to choose to be in? So I love this. For her, God means reality. So I say God is love, and she say God is reality. To me, it's one and the same because all that's real is love, and if it doesn't come from love, it's fear. Right? So, God in this is reality. Reality is God because it rules, is what Katie says. Okay? So we can still translate to God is love, God is reality. It's the same thing. Use the power of words in your mind so that you can align with the statements you are making. Right? So Byron Katie very quickly takes it out of a religious concept of God and brings it to reality. Are you all clear with that? We're all comfortable? Great. Okay. So anything that's out of my control or your control and everyone else's control, that's God's business. The earthquakes, the weather, you know, the sudden changes in shifts and polar caps and all of that. That's God's business, right? Whose business is it if the Melissa crop fails because of bad weather? Let me hear you. So we're going to bitch and moan about that anymore? It's God's business. Now doTERRA is doing everything they can to make it their business to find fabulous Melissa crops, and because they were dedicated to that, they had intention, attention, right, and came into a place of no tension around it. Guess what? Melissa's going to be available next year for us to be able to purchase. Right? Okay. Whose business is it if they don't want to pursue doTERRA as a business? Yes. Hello. Right. their business. It's not your business. You could see all the potential in everything and blah, 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 blah. And it's up to them. It's their choice, just like it was yours. Whose business is it if they say they want to build and then they don't put any action behind their words?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
Yes.
Right. Are we going to lose any more sleep over this? Are we going to moan about this anymore? What are we going to do instead? Right. Just concentrate on our business. And what's your business then? To get manifesting some more coming into your life that actually want to align with you, right? The list that we teach you, right? Intention, attention, and no tension. Right? Action. Action. Again, awesome black chick who knows how to sing. Gosh, what happened in this incarnation? I should have been a Rupert Franklin. Then I'd be like, singing it, baby. Whose business is it if I don't do a wellness consult? Are you absolutely sure? Great. So when we talk to you about how fabulous the wellness consult is and that it's going to transform your whole business, if only you did that with everyone you enrolled, might you want to follow that? Because it's your business. It's in your best interest to do that, right? See how when we really come into this place, we create a new reality for us that's much more in alignment with what we want anyway. Can you see that? Whose business is it if I don't do follow-ups? Whose business is it if I don't follow the success formula? And what is the success formula?
2 plus 1.
Oh my gosh. Yoo-hoo, give yourselves a clap. 2 by 2 by 2 plus 1. It's such a cute little song, isn't it? I know, right? Totally, baby. Staying in my business, in my own business, is a full-time job. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
So let's say that. All of you say it out loud.
Staying in my business is a full-time job.
And again.
Staying in my own business is a full-time job.
And one more time.
Staying in my own business is a full-time job.
So, do we have enough work on now?
Yes.
Are we crazy happy with the abundance of work that we have in our lives? Yes. And then we're going to make that work fun so it doesn't feel like work anyway. But that's your full-time job. That is your responsibility, to stay in your own business. Let God manage God's business and everyone else manage their own business, and your world will be a happier place. Okay, let's start this. So a thought is harmless unless we believe it's true. You've got this one, right? So a thought is just a thought and can't do us any harm unless we take it on board as our truth. Right. So I could have the thought, I am ugly. And I could just kind of think it and go, oh yeah, I'm ugly. Or I could, I am ugly. And I take that on. And all of a sudden I'm not just ugly here, I'm ugly in here, and I have pains and crampies and things going on because it's not my truth. But I live in this agony of carrying this false truth with me because I've chosen to believe it and make it my reality. And it could be because someone said that to me. You know, a kid, oh God, what did I do? A kid in the school playground maybe said it. Tracy? Oh, okay. See, you just came in and fixed it. It is our attachment to our thoughts that cause suffering, and this is something my dad taught me when I was really young. I was like, what? And he's like, practice detachment to the outcome. And detachment from your thoughts. And he kept talking about this thing called detachment. And I'm thinking, I'm going to end up like a really cold person. So no, you'll end up a really happy person. Right? So allow yourself to be more the witness, the observer, the silent observer of your thoughts without attaching to them. They don't have to be your own. You don't have to make them your reality. Because attaching to a thought means believing that it's true without any inquiry. Right? That would be like believing that Donald Trump's going to be the best Prime Minister without inquiry. Now, he could be. Right? I'm using something that's real right now. He could be the best. But because everyone's holding the vibration of, it's a joke, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be crap, blah, 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 that's all they're going to see. Right? Because we see the reality we choose to believe in.
That's God's business.
I don't know. A belief is a thought that we've been attaching to, often for years. Right? So what are some of the beliefs that you've carried for years? What's something that you've attached to that has become, and you can write this down as we're inquiring on this, what is something you've really attached to and made it your own? What brings you pain? Now, what thoughts do you carry with you every day that actually bring you pain? Okay, so thinking actually isn't personal, right? It's the thoughts themselves, they appear. They come out of nothingness, no-thingness. Right? Out of the depths of infinity, out comes a thought. And you can send them back from whence they've come. Right? You can send them back. They can go back to that place as fast as they've come from that place. Because you don't have to choose to buy into them if they don't resonate with you. But we do, don't we? Most of us choose misery in our life. Has anyone chosen misery over joy at some stage in their lives? Right? Everyone's hand is up. Okay? So we say this funny expression, better the devil we know than the devil we don't. Right? It's the same with misery. I'll just stay shacked up with misery and my miserable thoughts and painful thoughts and the reality I'm choosing because that's what I know. Who's done that or felt that at some stage in their lives? It's powerful, isn't it? And if you felt like you're floundering, like you're drowning in that, and you want to find a way out, anyone? So let's explore the way out. Okay, we're not going to go through all this because there's no time, but I'm going to take you through the Inquisition. The inquiry. Okay, so how it starts is, you're going to pick, we've got handouts for you all, you're going to choose a person or a situation, and you're going to answer in short, sharp sentences, just keep it very simple, and leave out any statement beginning with but, because, or and. Take each judgment separately through the inquiry process. Okay, you're just writing it. You're just writing the statements down. Right? You're being totally honest with yourself. This is fabulous. This Judge Your Neighbour worksheet is so good, right? It takes us where we need to go very quickly. You're getting it. You're getting it on the handout. It's all coming. So now this next thing, you can have a bit of fun with it, right? We want you to point the finger of blame or judgment outwards. Right? Until you get the hang of it, then you can write about yourself. So talk about that neighbour that's too noisy next door, and you know the such and such that speaks badly to you every time you go into that shop, or whatever it might be. Your husband, your mother, your uncle, whatever it is. Right? We're going to have some fun with it, pointing outwards, and then when you get used to that process, we'll look at ourselves. Right? You can write from your present situation or the point of view of yourself as, say, a 5-year-old. Now, Marnie's laughing because this is quite interesting when we do this. Okay, so, do we all have the sheets? So you'll see, it's okay, you're going to go home and do this, but I just want to point it out. So, who angers, disappoints, confuses you, and why? What is it about them that you don't like? See, we're getting to the nitty-gritty, right? Told you we're going to have fun with this. If you've got the sheet and you want to do it and you feel like, yeah, I'm on the roll and I'm going to do it now, go for it, right? But you can take time doing it at home. Then you say, I am angry at Jessica because she always puts me down. Right? Something like that. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Trace. I am angry at whoever in my downline, for instance, if you want to do it too with doTERRA stuff, because they are not listening to me. I don't like such and such because they argue with everything I say. Does that help? Has anyone ever experienced that? Remember, our outer world reflects our inner world, so you're just going to keep manifesting it, so you may as well do a spring clean inside first. How do you want them to change? What do you want them to do? Now, you all say what you want them to do and how you want people to change in your life that's annoying you. So write it down. Right? Give yourself permission to actually go there. Right? So I want my downline to listen to me, whoever it is. Could be the whole downline. I want them to follow through on my instructions. If only they'd listen, if only they'd just do what they were told. Have any of you ever said that? Look at you all laughing. What is it that they should or shouldn't do, be, think or feel, and what advice would you offer? You're all very good at this, because I get to hear you all. So, for example, my downline shouldn't, whatever the action is, I be holding beginner classes without using the material I've taught them to use. My downline should be doing as I have told them to do. They should be using the empower here. They should be doing it the way I do it. They have to. That's the only way they're going to succeed. Just write it down. Dance with that dragon inside you. Go into the shadow stuff. Let it out. Right? So you're all giggling and smiling and laughing, but the irony of it is everyone says this stuff. You bitch and moan to each other saying, if only such and such would just blah, 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 well now you have an opportunity to do it. Yeah, that's right, that's why you're laughing, because you all do it. So now you can do it, right? Adult style. Cleanly, pardon? Or as a 5-year-old. I'll tell you what, maybe photocopy a few of these. You can download them for free anyway, and do one now, or based on this past, situation that's come up, and do one as a 5-year-old. Pretty fabulous. It's very confronting. Actually, I find it sometimes easier as a 5-year-old because I can just kind of throw tantrums. It's really good to throw a tantrum. So do you need anything from them? What do they do in order for you, what do they need to do in order for you to be happy? The question. If only such and such would do this, then all would be right in my world. I'd be so happy, I know, right? Go for it. As if you've got a magic wand and you can ask for anything you want. Fairy godmother's beamed down and she's all there ready to wave her wand. What would you ask for? The other thing I love with this is sometimes what we think we'd ask for, sometimes what we think we need to be happy, when we actually get down and do this, we realise it's actually not that, it's something else. And it brings us right into our vulnerability in this situation. Okay, so the example is I need my downline to listen to me. They need to follow my instructions for me to feel like I have provided value as a mentor. But it's true, right? We do that. We want people to need us, to love us, to want us. But they have to do it the way we say and the way we want them to. That's their business. Whose business do you want to be in?
Mine.
Right. Are you liking these questions? Are you going to do this sheet? Yeah. Good. Okay. What do you think of them? Make a list. Be petty. Be judgmental. Not rational and kind. Get your nasty pants on. Go on, point the finger. Pardon? Through the fire. My downline is being irresponsible. My downline is being disrespectful of my training and my rank. Boo-hoo! Love me. Alright? But see how you really start to uncover what it is you want? Can you see how? Be prepared to be stripped back. Be prepared to be vulnerable. Because when you do that and get rid of these ephemeral layers that are holding you back anyway, you feel so much lighter. A lot of you express in your passions when I'm going through and coaching you or doing it as classes. I hear the word freedom a lot. This is so liberating. Who wants freedom here? In whatever, okay, the whole room. There are 100 people and every hand shot up before I finish my statement. Right? You want to be free, do something about it. Get rid of the shackles that would bind you. Get rid of the thoughts that you've bought into that aren't your own and aren't actually real anyway. What is it that you don't want to experience with that person again? Okay, so I don't ever want to experience that disrespect from my downline. I don't ever want to have an argument with them about this over and over. I don't want to argue about it ever again. You can hear the kid come out though, can't you? It's like the foot stamping and never ever ever. It's that absolute way that a child can think, right? That's that part of our brain that some people call the reptilian brain, that'll just go into that kind of, the real raw basics, survival mode. But really, what we're saying here is, if that's how you feel, and if that's what you don't want to experience, I come back to, when I look at my answers to these questions, I come back and go, okay, so what am I going to put my intention, what is my intention, and what am I going to put my attention on? And where in my body do I need to release the tension so that there's no tension for me to move forward? Does that make sense? So I'm applying what I was talking to you about earlier on the Amazing Passion Test, right? And incorporating it with this constantly, right? So I don't see them as separate. Although Byron Katie stuff is standalone. It's just I'm having a bit of fun at the moment playing with them both, right? Taking myself deeper, challenging myself to go deeper so that I can show up better for you and for me and for Paul and for Ariel, right? So my commitment to be in my own business now is even sharper, right? Because we can all be great at not being in our business. Now, when we're not in our own business, just so that you're clear, right? Let's just revisit that. We are not clear. We don't have flow. We don't have ease and grace, agreed? So it creates what we humans call stagnation, or some people call it blocks, challenges, hitting the upper ceiling, all of that. It's the same stuff. It means you are not in your own business, right? So let's come back to it. Now, how do we get to the truth of our own reality when we don't even know what our reality is? Right. The first place is I would say to you all, if you all got your pen and paper out, write down a statement that feels true for you right now, that is holding you back in life, or something that you play over in your life from when you were little, that you still hold on to now, from maybe a relationship that didn't go quite right, any statement that's holding you back. So it could be, I don't attract loving partners. I never had loving partners in my life. It could be about your doTERRA business, could be about you personally. Just write something down. And when you go home, you can play with it more and do more, yeah? Now, these are the 4 questions that are revolutionizing people's lives. I mean, she has been doing this for how many years? And and it always comes, she always brings it down to these 4 questions. Trauma, stuff that we would think would be too big to just apply the simplicity of these 4 questions. I would say to you, keep it simple. Do this. Simplicity takes you deep because there's no hoo-ha and cha-cha all around it to get distracted by. So the first question you ask is, about that statement, is it true? And that's yes or no. You don't go into the story of it. And justifying. Right? Come back into your business and ask the question, is it true? Now if you get a no, go on to question 3. If you get a yes, it's true, ask yourself the second question. Can I absolutely know it's true? Is it actually true? Now when you say, can I absolutely know it's true, when you put that word absolutely, that's what changes this. Can I absolutely know it's true? Some of you are shaking your head. I know, I can't know that. The third question is, how do I react when I think that thought? So I go into an exploration because I'm such a feeling person, and I say, where do I feel it? Or if I was asking you, where do you feel it in your body? So how do I react when I think that thought? And where do I feel that reaction materializing in my body? Where do I feel it bubbling and gurgling away? And then the fourth question is, who would I be without that thought? I love this question. Right? A lot of people tell me they'd be free without that thought. So I ask, who would I be? And then the final part, which is so important, is the turnaround. And you're taking it, you're flipping the statement on its head. It's very clever how she does it. Okay, let's explore. Okay, so that judge your neighbour sheet that you fill out, you can actually go back to that and use that for your inquiry, for the 4 questions. So whatever the statement was on the judge your neighbour that we just went through earlier together, like my noisy neighbour next door, I never sleep because of that neighbour, right? It could be that. Then you can take that as your question. It's a way of helping you find it. You may not even need to do the judge your neighbour because you may just know intrinsically what it is that's holding you back, the process I just took you on, and that becomes your question. Okay, so here we go. Is it true? Be still and let the mind ask the question and wait for the answer to surface. Take your time. We rush through everything in life. Let's not rush through this. This is the moment of your transformation. If you really want to emerge out of your cocoon, like the butterfly that your soul and God intended for you to be, flying, soaring, free, then take your time with this and answer honestly. Okay, so if you're looking at the question, I may grab my downline because they're not listening to me. Ask yourself, is this true? And like I said, based on that answer, if it's yes, you go to question 2. If it's no, you go to question 3. Notice how your mind wants to say, no, but, oh, yes, but because, and wants to go into the story behind it. Just answer yes or no. Be your own unreasonable friend. Right? Just answer yes or no. It wants to give you all those reasons because it wants to justify, right? Rather than looking at this experience of the simple truth. Reality is what's true, and your truth is whatever is happening in front of you. Whether you like it or not, it's raining now. So it shouldn't be raining, or I wish it wasn't raining, it's just a thought. It's not actually going to change the fact that it's raining, is it? I mean, you can go out and do a sun dance, try and bring out the sunshine, but the reality is it's raining right now. Right? So that's what we're looking at here. This is the reality right now, yeah?
I had a good one on the weekend. Are you pregnant or not? But,
Yeah, yeah. 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 Did you all hear that? So Lisa said she heard a good one on the weekend. And to get to this, it was really simple. Are you pregnant or you're not? Because you're either pregnant or you're not. You can't be kind of pregnant. You know what I mean? In reality, there's no such thing as a should or a shouldn't. Now, we all know this, right? We even say it. We say it to our kids. We say it to children we love. Don't worry about shoulds and shouldn'ts. But we do it all the time. Usually with a cat of nine tails, beating ourselves up, right? Okay, so question 2. Can you absolutely know it's true? Can I absolutely know it's true that my downline doesn't listen to me? Because is it that they don't listen to me just on that? Can you absolutely know it's true that they don't listen to you at all with everything? Full stop, amen? Can that absolutely be true? Because just last week, I'm sure you told me that Susie did a wellness consult that you told her would be great for her to do. So is it absolutely true that they don't listen to you at all ever, and that it's every single person in your downline? Because some people do make blanket statements like, my whole family, everyone I know, every man I've been with, every woman I've been with, right? Whatever it might be. We make these blanket statements and we create this really warped reality. Can I ever really know when someone's listening or not? Just because Marnie looks really vague and she's looking over there, does that mean she's not listening? Or could it be that the way she takes stuff in is just to cast her eyes over a little to that side so she can take it in, because she's auditory. And if she's looking, visually she can't process it as well. Have you bothered to ask that person how they learn, how they process? Right? So we can't absolutely know for truth, full stop, whether someone is listening to us or not. Do you get that? The listening one's a good one. How many of you have said, such and such doesn't listen to me? Usually the kids. Am I sometimes listening even when I appear not to be? That's a good question to ask. Yeah. Right. So, the question, can you absolutely know that it's true? Yes or no? I love this one. So, before I go on to the third one, so what we've got here is notice how the mind wants to answer so quickly out of the old world and out of what you've been taught and told, so that becomes your belief. So we want to go back into that, because that's what we're used to. That's become our best friend. Notice how the mind does that. You don't have to buy into that, right? We don't have to stay there. So just drop in under that. Drop into that heart space. That's why I do so much with bringing you all into your heart space, right? Even our business trainings. How many of you have been to the business trainings? They are so personal development, aren't they? That's why we call it the way of the soultrepreneur. It's the return home to our hearts, to our souls, to our animas. The part of us that remembers who we are, so that we can make manifest all of our dreams, all of our passions, all of our hopes, all of our prayers, all of our desires in the truth of who we are. When we stand in the truth of who we are, that's the glory of God flowing through you. That's God's grace. See all these, can you see these expressions are quite beautiful now, can't you? When we take it out of that context, another belief we have, that whole church thing, that here I am. See, I could stand up here and be quoting scriptures to you, but because I am so true in my conviction behind the power of the words in them, you would flow with it, even if you were a self-confessed atheist. Because we alter our reality when we step into the actual reality. We stop casting back on and allowing us to live in the realm of what's old and things that have been force-fed to us, because that's what it was. You know, if anything's repeated enough, you learn it. That's what they teach in school, right? That's the whole idea of rote learning. Who did 5 times 9 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. Right? You could slip into that with me if I had you all sing it. Who watched Sesame Street? Who still remembers the song? Who still remembers Play School song? Right? You hear it enough, you believe it. Right? Jemima really is real. Big Ted's the best. Yeah, see, Big Ted, just as I said it. Right? So, what is it that you are going to change in your life? What is it that you really want? Well, unless you drop in under all that stuff and drop into your heart and soul, get in under the layers, the debris, get under all that, you'll never know. But be prepared. Get ready. It's one of the wildest and funnest rides you'll ever go on if you allow yourself to jump on and ride the full ride. Not get off when you start to experience a little bit of pain and then a little bit more pain. Because challenges can be painful to us, but we can reprogram ourselves to go, okay, the challenges are fun, because that brings me that much closer to my truth. Can we do that? Can we flip that around for ourselves? Right? So rather than seeing this pain as something to run from, we can look at it and say, I would like to embrace the experience in its entirety, knowing that I can awaken and choose ease and grace over what I've done over and over and over again, which is painful experience after painful experience. It doesn't have to be painful. I know. Who's heard me say before that I made a conscious choice to live this life with ease and grace? Pain is not fun for me. Do I want pain in my life?
No.
Do you want pain in your life?
No.
Right. So then the pain changes form. It's now not painful and hurting you. Or when it does, you take it on as a friend and you say, hello, well met, I see you. What is it that I need to learn from this right now so that we can transmute this experience into one of ease and grace? Hello? Yeah. Right. We always have a choice. That's why these questions work so brilliantly. Because it's always possible that we've missed something. It's always possible that in the missing something, we've actually missed the greatest gift that was coming to us in that moment. Is that true? Yeah. In many cases, the statement appears to be true because your concepts are based on a lifetime of uninvestigated beliefs. I love that statement. I love how she says that. We actually don't investigate our beliefs very much at all, do we? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
How many of you are carrying beliefs that you don't even remember where they've come from? Can I see a show of hands? Again, most everyone in the room. We all have at least one belief we carry, usually more, that we don't even know where they've come from. So let's start investigating them in this way. The world is what it is, nothing more, nothing less. And we've heard so many people say that. So many people, right? And the wisest words are often the most simple. Keep your life simple. Keep coming back to this. Right here, right now. My business. What is my business? Where do I need to be right now? Where reality is concerned, there's no what should be. There is only what is. Which again comes back to my business. The world is always as it should be, whether I oppose it or not. It's that same thing as what's meant to be will be. People use that as an excuse in life, right? Whereas this has power to it. The world is always as it should be, whether I oppose it or not. That holds power. So it is as it should be. So why argue with what is? Let's just move with what is. Let's live in the space of what is, rather than what we believe should be or could be. Okay, the third question. How do you react, and what happens when you believe that thought? What happens in your body? What happens in your life? How do you react? How do you react mentally, physically, emotionally? How do you react? See, when we are present to what is, we respond to life. When we are out of our own business, and when we are buying into these false beliefs, these false set of beliefs, we react. That's what brings us pain in life, right? Reactivity. That's fight, right? That's the sympathetic system. And most of us are living in that permanently. We're in sympathetic overdrive. But you know what? There's no saber-toothed tiger chasing you. It's your thoughts. So with these 4 simple questions, we can alter the course of our reality. Right? So we make friends with the saber-toothed tiger. Does that make sense? Okay, this is really good. Does that thought bring you peace or bring you stress? Because what you've all told me is you want peace, right? So it makes sense to go for peace, to move to thoughts of peace. So ask yourself, does it bring me peace or does it bring me stress? I just want to say this, nothing to do with this. If you feel like yawning, yawn. It's a release. Your body's oxygenating, but you're also releasing energetically. So I saw a few of you holding back the yawns. I won't be offended if you're yawning. I know I'm not boring. And the reason I know I'm not boring right now is because I'm presenting on Byron Katie, who is bloody brilliant. And her stuff is good. But it's moving stuff in me. Right? And I know that me being in my space of love, I'm touching you. Right? And I'm here for you. So let yourself just release. Yawn, move energy. Let it all blow out. Well, gas does move through us when we're working energetically. Always. Okay, so what images do you see, past and future, and what physical sensations arise as you think that thought and witness those images? See, when was the last time you asked yourself this? When was the last time you stopped to really consider this? Some of us do. Some of us have this as a habit, a daily habit. Most of us don't. What emotions arise when you believe that thought? Okay? Have a look at the emotions list. Have a look at what it is that's coming up in you. Now, you can use oils to support this, right? You can use your oils to anchor the turnaround that you're going to come to in. Right? And you can also use the oils like white fir, or combine white fir and frankincense with some peace, right? To help you come to that reckoning, what is really true, and to allow it to move through with ease and grace, yeah? Do any obsessions or addictions begin to appear when you believe in that thought? And do you act out in any way? Do you turn to binge eating, starving yourself, alcohol, nail biting, I don't know, cigarettes, drugs, whatever it might be, shopping, right? Sex, could be another one. How do you treat the person in this situation when you believe that thought? It's usually not very nice, isn't it? And we're not, because we've bought into the thought that such and such doesn't listen to me, that could be a downline, could be a partner, whatever, then that's all we're experiencing. So we miss all the cues when they are present with us and listening, right? And we also, because we're so caught up in that thought, we stop listening. Usually, have you found that? We're not listening because we're not present to what is. How do you treat other people and yourself? And how do you treat your downline in this case, right? So, thank you, energy movement. So coming back to our statement that my downline doesn't listen to me, for instance, you would say, I would ask myself, how am I treating my downline? Am I ignoring their requests? Am I rolling my eyes when they're around me? Am I punishing them by not paying attention or by not showing up? That's valid, isn't it? But see, we know this because we've done it with our partners and our kids and family and stuff. Who's done this before? Yeah? Who runs away, switches out, caves out? You know that whole talk to the hand, right? Okay, so here's some examples of the emotional state that you could go into. So you can have a look at that in your own time. It's all online. Okay, now let's look at the internal cause and effect. If you believe the thought, then there's an uneasy feeling, a disturbance that can range from mild discomfort to fear or panic. This is what cripples us. If we buy into the fear that can then escalate into panic, anxious feelings arising, it debilitates us, it cripples us. We can't actually move forward. And we're not present, we switch off. So we can't actually be present to what is at all. But see, before the thought, there is peace. And without attachment to the thought, there is peace. So that frankincense, white fur, and peace blend together would be beautiful for this process, wouldn't it? Okay, so the fourth question, and then coming to the turnaround. How do you treat yourself in that situation? And how does it feel? Sorry, this isn't the fourth question, that shouldn't be up there. So you're looking further into this and you say, I shut down, I isolate myself, I eat and sleep more, I go off track, I feel depressed. Sorry, I misread it. That's fine, have up there, Tracy. It should be up there. So ask these questions, go into it. And you might find yourself repeating habits that actually don't serve you. I.e., I isolate myself. How's that actually serving anyone? Right? I have dependence. I have a team needing me. I'm throwing a tantrum and isolating myself and nothing's actually going to change. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Question 4. Who would you be without that thought? Isn't this freeing? Really feel, see, sense with everything you've got. Let the full picture come to you of who you would be without that thought. Take a deep breath. Alright? And as you do this at home, let yourself deeply come into it. Who would I be? Imagine or feel if your downline was listening to you. What is it that you see and how do you feel when that happens? So here's some examples as well of who you'd be without that thought. So you'd be peaceful, positive, alive, interested, happy, loving, open, and there's lots of words under it as well that you can maybe affiliate with, you can maybe align with. Picture yourself standing in the presence of the person you've written about when they are doing what you think they shouldn't be doing. Someone not listening to you, for example, right? What would you be if you couldn't think this thought? Isn't that powerful? What if you couldn't think that thought at all? What would that be like? Can you imagine that? How would your life be different in the same situation without that thought? Can you see how much more empowering this is? Yeah? can you feel that this would be something you could do so beautifully with your tree? So gorgeous, right? Keep your eyes closed and watch them without your story. Watch what that would be like. Watch what your life would be like. How do you feel about them without your story? How do you feel about that person or people that you projected weren't listening to you? Now ask yourself, which feels kinder? Which feels more peaceful? Right? When we come into that beautiful reality, it is much more peaceful. The charge is gone. We become the witness again. Without our stories, we're not only able to act clearly and fearlessly, we are also a much better friend and listener. We are people living happy lives. We are appreciation and gratitude. Now the last thing is the turnaround. So a statement can be turned around in different ways. So whatever your statement is, my downline doesn't listen to me, we're going to turn that around. So the first thing is you can turn it around to the self. I don't listen. The second thing is to the other. They don't listen to me. Okay, that's to the other. The opposite is, what's the opposite again, Trace? What would the opposite be?
So, for example, to the self is I don't listen to me. To the other would be
I don't listen to them. Is it?
they do. Well, the opposite is they do.
Oh, the opposite of the statement. Okay. They do listen to me as the other. See, I need my left brain coming in now. And then, okay, so can you, was that clear? Do we need Tracy to get up and do it? Tracy? Say it again.
Well, it is one, but for example, my partner doesn't listen to me. So the opposite would, the turnaround to the south was, I don't listen to me, so that would be a turnaround to the south. Or to the other, so I don't listen to my partner doesn't listen to me. The opposite would be, my partner, I don't listen to my partner, is turning around to the other. Or the opposite is my partner does listen to me, and then what you have to do is go from there. The turnarounds are the hardest part. Sometimes it just feels so, you've always got to sit with that a little bit more. Doing it on the spot, Byron Katie is brilliant at it. She's just so clever at finding the turnarounds and the statements, which is often where the real ahas happen with people, when they realise that they've been judging, that person shouldn't judge me. And then they realise they're judging, the fact that that person is judging them, and they realise the turnaround just in that statement itself.
Yeah, thanks. So what was really powerful for me was, if I have a statement of Paul doesn't listen to me, he never listens to me, what was me, right? My turnaround was, my aha was, I don't listen to me. That was my big aha. So that was my turnaround. So all of a sudden he was listening to me. Nothing changed. I just went into what was actually real. Does that help? So the turnarounds are like your breath of fresh air. Okay, so let's turn this around. My downline doesn't listen to me. So to yourself is, I don't listen to me. And you say, is this as true or truer for you? I don't listen to my downline. So we're turning it around, we turn around to the other. So is this as true or truer for you? And you're saying for me, right? And then the third is, my downline does listen to me. Is this as true or truer? So my turnaround was, I don't listen to me. That's what was truer. I actually felt peace in knowing that, right? So it brings you this unbelievable sense of peace. For each turnaround you discover, you can then go into 3 examples of how to turn them around and bring them into your truth. So what we'll do is we're going to leave it now because it's time. But you can download this. I want to honour the time because you've all got kids to pick up or lives to get on with. But it's 2 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah. So the PDF that you can download is the work from thework.com, and you will go into it.
All of this stuff was on that little booklet that I showed you.
Yeah, which is the PDF.
Guts out of that and made that thing. So that's
Yeah.
really a good starting point.
Yeah. So, and you can see, for me to do do this, normally I get up and I'm, you know, I know what I'm doing and I've got my stuff, but I wanted to come up and do this in its raw form like this, and to show you it's okay to not always know. Tracy, can you help me turn this around? You know, whatever it might be, because it's okay to be in that place. We don't have it all straight away. We don't know what we don't know. Allow yourselves to be vulnerable and go into that. But the more you do this, and I'm committed to doing this more for me, practicing more so that I can do better, you know, coaching others through this, right? So stay in your power with this. The true magic behind transformations is, as we transform ourselves, we allow others to transform around us, right? Because we're shining so brightly, we're allowing to come back to what's actually real. Any questions before we finish? Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you to Tracy for all of her hard work doing this. Let's give her a big clap. For my amazing husband and everything he does and everything he brings.